In this video, we're going to take a look at Memories, Dreams, Reflections, a 1962 book written by Carl Jung. We'll be looking at some of the most important or interesting key ideas from the book, and afterwards, you can share your own thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Let's get started. As with all our book summaries, this video is not intended to be a complete or comprehensive summary of the entire book. Instead, we're just going to be focusing on the most important ideas and concepts that are presented in the book. The purpose of this video is simply to provide a brief overview of the main points discussed in the book, so that those who have not read it can gain an understanding of what it's about. It's also a great way for those who have already read the book to refresh their memory on the main points. So if you've got value from this video, please do remember to leave us a like. Memories, Dreams, Reflections is the autobiography of C.G. Jung. In the book, Jung describes his life story up until 1961. He talks about how he developed his theories, had a nervous breakdown, married, had children, his views on spirituality, his relationship with Sigmund Freud, his analytical psychology, and much more. The book was co-written with Ronald and Aniela Jaffe, two Swiss psychologists. The three of them worked on the manuscript between 1958 and 1961. Sadly, Jung died before the book was completed, and so Aniela finished it based on Jung's notes. The book is divided into 4 parts: childhood, the road to individuation, psychology and the psychogenesis of our time, and a bridge to the unconscious. Part 1 is called Childhood, and it covers Jung's early life from his birth in 1875 to when he was 15 years old. In this section, Jung describes his childhood home and family life, including his parents and his 5 siblings. He recalls memories and events from his youth and describes his spiritual beliefs. Jung writes that he always believed in a higher reality, even as a child, and he saw visions and had mystical experiences. One of these occurred when he was 3 years old. His nurse had left him alone, and he began to experience fear and loneliness. But then suddenly, he felt comforted by the thought that God would protect him. Jung recalls, "I must have been experiencing an emotion so powerful that it paralyzed me, for I cannot remember what happened next." Another memory from his childhood that Jung recalls is the death of his younger brother. This event made a deep impression on him, and it led to his interest in the occult and spiritualism. Jung says that his fascination with death inspired him to write a story about a dead child who returns to life. When Jung turned 14, he began to feel drawn to esoteric interests. One day, while walking past the house, Jung looked through an open window and saw a woman holding a deck of tarot cards. Jung visited the woman and began studying tarot and other forms of divination. He was fascinated by the hidden meanings behind the cards, and he saw them as a way of understanding the unconscious mind. Jung became interested in alchemy and astrology as well, and he continued to study these topics throughout his life. At age 15, Jung's father died. This was another significant loss for Jung, following the death of his brother just a few years earlier. His father's death had a profound impact on him, and it shaped his understanding of the human psyche. Jung writes, "This experience impressed me with the certainty of my own finitude and left an ineradicable trace upon my soul. It awoke in me an interest in the problem of death, which never left me." Part 2 is called The Road to Individuation. It covers Jung's journey to becoming a psychologist, his relationship with Sigmund Freud, his marriage, his career in Zurich, and his development of analytical psychology. In this section, Jung writes about his studies at university, his early career as a psychiatrist, and his involvement with the Red Cross during World War I. Jung says that his work with wounded soldiers deepened his interest in psychology, and it inspired him to continue his studies in this field. Jung became interested in the idea of the collective unconscious, which is a term coined by Jung to refer to a shared reservoir of memories and experiences common to all humans. Jung believed that the collective unconscious could be accessed through dreams, which he studied extensively. Jung writes, "For a really complete analysis of the personality, one must follow the thread of the dream right back to its origin, in the collective unconscious." Jung also developed his theory of archetypes, which are universal patterns and motifs that appear in dreams, myths, and stories. Jung believed that archetypes are the building blocks of human experience, and they shape our understanding of the world. Jung's relationship with Freud is another major topic in this section. In 1907, Jung visited Freud in Vienna, and the two men quickly formed a close bond. Jung joined the International Psychoanalytic Association, and he became one of Freud's closest friends and confidants. However, the relationship between Jung and Freud eventually deteriorated due to differences over Jung's ideas about the unconscious mind. Jung believed that the unconscious mind could be understood independently of sexual drives, whereas Freud believed that all psychological problems were rooted in sexuality. In 1913, Jung broke away from the psychoanalytic movement, and he developed his own school of thought, which he called analytical psychology. Jung's relationship with Freud was a significant one, and it helped to shape the development of psychoanalysis. However, their falling out was also a major event in Jung's life, and it led to the development of his unique approach to psychology. After leaving the IPA, Jung continued to develop his theories on the psyche, and he wrote extensively on topics such as symbolism, mythology, and religion. Jung's work had a profound impact on the field of psychology, and it helped to shift the focus from the conscious mind to the unconscious mind. Jung's theories were also highly influential outside of psychology, and they influenced fields such as literature, art, and culture. Part 3 is called Psychology and the Psychogenesis of Our Time. It covers Jung's contributions to the field of psychology and his views on the state of the modern world. In this section, Jung discusses his theories on the psyche and its development, as well as his views on the causes of mental illness. Jung also writes about his experiences during World War II and his efforts to promote peace and understanding between cultures. Jung's contributions to the field of psychology were truly groundbreaking, and he helped to revolutionize our understanding of the human mind. His theories on the unconscious mind and the psyche continue to be studied and debated today, and his influence can be seen in the work of many contemporary psychologists. Part 4 is called A Bridge to the Unconscious. It covers Jung's later life and work, including his thoughts on spirituality, his relationship with the Catholic Church, and his views on the future of humanity. In this section, Jung reflects on his life and work, and he discusses his views on a range of topics, including spirituality, religion, and the state of the modern world. Jung's reflections are both insightful and thought-provoking, and they provide a unique perspective on the challenges and opportunities facing humanity today. One of the major themes in Jung's autobiography is the importance of individuation. Individuation is a term coined by Jung to refer to the process of becoming an individual. Jung believed that individuation was the ultimate goal of psychological development, and it involved integrating all aspects of the psyche, including the conscious and unconscious minds. Jung also believed that individuation was a lifelong process, and it required courage, self-awareness, and a willingness to confront the shadow self. The shadow self is a term coined by Jung to refer to the dark side of the psyche. Jung believed that everyone had a shadow self, and it contained all of the negative and unacceptable aspects of the personality. Jung believed that it was important to integrate the shadow self into the persona in order to become a complete individual. Another major theme in Jung's autobiography is the importance of the unconscious mind. Jung believed that the unconscious mind was a vast storehouse of memories, emotions, and experiences that shaped our behavior and personality. Jung also believed that the unconscious mind could be accessed through dreams, which he studied extensively. Jung developed his own theory of the unconscious mind, which differed from Freud's theory. Jung believed that the unconscious mind could be understood independently of sexual drives, whereas Freud believed that all psychological problems were rooted in sexuality. Overall, Jung's autobiography is a fascinating and insightful account of the life and work of one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century. Jung's reflections on his own life and work provide a unique perspective on the development of psychology and the challenges and opportunities facing humanity today. If you're interested in psychology or the human condition, then Jung's autobiography is definitely worth a read. What did you think of Memories, Dreams, Reflections? If you've read it, let us know in the comments down below. Also, what are some of the other books you'd like us to summarize and make videos on? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.